Hi, and thanks for joining me for tonight's Padres post-game recap for May 7th, where the Padres take Game 2 of this 3-game set with the Florida Marlins by a score of 5-1. 5 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Padres. 1 run, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Florida Marlins. And the Padres have now won 3 games in a row. They've taken 3 out of their last 4 series. The only series they didn't win was the one that they split with the Chicago Cubs. They've won 10 out of their last 13 ball games, and they're playing solid baseball. Now, are they playing the toughest team in baseball right now in the Florida Marlins? Clearly not, but that does not take away from the crisp baseball that the Padres are playing. That's really the only things that they can concern themselves with at this point. They're hitting the ball well, they're showing patient at-bats, they're playing solid defense, and they got great starting pitching tonight and a solid effort from the bullpen once again. That's going to be a winning formula. Let's talk about the hitting first. Everth Cabrera getting things started with a patient at bat. He continues to show that he has just matured so much as a hitter and as a guy that can be at the top of this lineup. Gets things going. Chase Headley moves him over to third base thanks to an error by the right fielder and a heads-up play by Cabby to be aggressive and take the extra base to get him in position to be able to score on Yonder Alonso's sacrifice fly to left field. 1-0 Padres. Now Chase Headley does get thrown out trying to go to second base on that play from first, but I like the aggressiveness, especially early in the ballgame and especially to put pressure on this young defense that the Marlins have, and the Padres did that yesterday. They did it again tonight. Put pressure on those guys, make them make the plays. Padres were then able to score a couple more runs in the second inning thanks to Jed Jerko getting a base hit. He continues to swing the bat well. And a very funny play that took place tonight, Will Venable hitting a home run that almost nobody saw. Certainly not the right fielder Ozuna, who went back to the wall at first, loses the ball, then starts coming in because he has no idea where it is. He's frantically asking for help from his infielders to try to find it. He can't see it. Little does he know that the ball is actually landing behind him about 30 feet in the right field stands for a home run. And not only did it fool Ozuna, but it also fooled Will Venable, who was watching Ozuna and saw that he didn't know where the ball was. He was coming in for it, so Will thought that it was catchable, so he's actually standing on first base as the ball's leaving the ballpark. So he finally realized that it was a home run, was able to take his home run trot, but a very interesting play, a funny play. We don't see that very often. We do see center fielders lose the ball at Petco Park in that twilight, difficult lighting, but I've not seen a right fielder lose it before, so sort of a funny moment. Bottom line was the Padres were able to score 3 runs that inning, thanks also to an Alexian Marista double, and he scored on Everth Cabrera's base hit. So great to see the Padres having the patient at bats, and especially tonight against the youngster Sanabia, who was really having a tough time getting to the low outside corner against the left-hand batters. Now, coming into the game, we had seen, and I talked about this during the broadcast, that he'd had difficulties facing left-hand batters coming into this ballgame. The numbers against him were staggeringly high, almost a 500 on-base percentage against left-hand batters, and we saw why tonight. Could not keep the ball down on that low outside corner, made a lot of mistakes up and out over, and the Padre batters, realizing this, became even more patient. They just waited him out. If he made a quality pitch on the inside corner, yeah, take it and wait for something out over, and when they got that pitch out over, they were able to put it in play. Bottom line, of the 12 at-bats that the left-hand batters had tonight, not including Eric Stults, the pitcher, the Padres were able to get on base 9 times. 9 out of the 12 at-bats by the left-hand batters tonight were able to reach base. They did a lot of damage. Great to see those patient at-bats and taking advantage of a weakness that the opposing pitcher happened to have on this given night. Obviously, only 1 run crossed the plate for the Marlins. Why? Eric Stults did a real nice job tonight. Second quality outing in a row by Eric Stults. 2 runs allowed in his last effort against the Chicago Cubs. Came out tonight. Now, in the first couple of batters, it looked like he was trying to use the slow curveball, trying to use the off-speed stuff a little bit, was falling behind in the count. Nick Hundley went out right away. Don't know what they said in that discussion, obviously, but it seemed as though he was saying, hey, let's be aggressive with these guys. Let's go right after them. That's what we did last night with Andrew Kashner. Let's stay in the strike zone and get ahead. The rest of the night, Eric Stults did just that. Used his fastball, used his changeup, used a lot of sliders tonight. Not as many of the slow curveballs. We did see him bust that out a little bit later, second or third time through the lineup, but he really didn't need to that much. And I like the approach tonight of using the fastball, changeup, slider combinations and doing a great job of keeping the Marlins in check. Great defense. We saw some nice plays again tonight, including another great play by Everth Cabrera. It seems to be a nightly thing at this point. So all said and done, another excellent outing by the Padres. Anthony Bass, Dale Thayer, and Luke Gregerson getting the job done out of the bullpen. Padres win this ball game, and they hope to complete the sweep tonight against the Florida Marlins before getting a day off on Thursday. Game time tomorrow is at 12:40, and it's going to be Jason Marquis going up against, I always forget the opposing pitcher. It is Ricky Nolasco tomorrow for the Florida Marlins. Hopefully the Padres can complete the sweep. As I mentioned, 12:40 start time. It'll be Andy Mazer and the Colonel, Jerry Coleman, bringing you the action on the Mighty 1090, so I hope you'll join them. Teddy and I will get the day off, and then the boys will travel on Thursday, heading out to Tampa Bay. So thanks for joining me tonight. I'm Bob Scanlon, and we will talk to you on Friday. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.